All right, this is the 2-lane drill, meaning 2 different lanes. This drill is good for helping an athlete figure out where on the curve they're actually going to be. So are they stepping out? They're going to come to the outside lane. Are they cutting across and coming straight in? They're going to cut across the inside lane. By the way, be sure to check out my YouTube's got tons of different videos. You can check out the playlist. Also my website. And you also got the Jumper's Journal, a high jump journal that allows you to track your meet day progress, do a pre-jump plan. So the day before you can do a brain dump. What's my mark? What time does my event start? All this information you can write down on paper. It's available on Amazon right now. You can go check that out. There's a link in the description. And so what we're going to do is draw 2 different curves. The way we do this, the simplest method, is you can, if you know roughly where the takeoff spot is, then you can go from there. If you don't, just find what the distance is from the center of the mat out to out of their curve. So if they're typically a 10 out, 40 long, you have 10 out plus from here to here is 7. So if it's a total of 18 out or 7 out, then you can go 17 out. So that's my start. 17 is going to be my radius of my actual curve. So all I'm going to do is come over here. If this is my roughly takeoff spot, if I know this is 17, I'm going to come over here. Just come out wide so I know where it is. This is my takeoff spot. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this so you can walk through it yourself. Let's say a takeoff spot's right here, right in front of this X. So all I'm going to do is find where that line intersects the very center of the mat at, let's say, 18. So it'd be right here. So I'm doing this by myself, so this is nice and easy. So 18, so I'll put a little X right here. I've already got one drawn out. So there's a little X at 18 lined up with my mark. Now, if I have someone to help me, then I'll have someone hold their hand there. If I don't, I'm just going to take my measuring tape, reel this in to 18. Reel this into 18, and I'm just going to set it there so it can spin freely. Now, if I drew a line here at 18, this is my actual curve, right? But what I want to do is I want to have something a little bit shorter and a little bit longer so they have an area to run in between. So I'm going to go probably a foot in and maybe half a foot out wider. So I'll go, instead of 18, I'll make my radius 17. And I'll make it 18.5. So all I'm going to do is come over here. I'm going to reel this in. Instead of 18, I'm going to reel it into 17 into my curve. I put it right here where I have my X in chalk. And then I'm just going to put little dashes. Boom, boom, boom. And you see I've already kind of done that. I'm going to do the same thing with it reeled out to 18.5 or 19, depending on how much distance you want between those 2 lines. So boom, boom, boom. You see I've done that. So now if you look here, if you look right here, you can see I've got little dashes, one here, one here. So now I'm going to connect all those together with my chalk. So I've got my inside curve. So this tells me if I'm running through and I start running like this, that means I've cut right across, right? Or I've got my outside line. So what this is going to tell me is, especially in my initiation, if I come here, if I see some big step out, then I know that I'm stepping out instead of leaning into my curve. So now I've got my lines drawn. These match up. So now I can have the athlete run right through here, and I can see if they step out here, if they step in, and it's a great way to visually allow yourself to see where you are in your curve and how you're stepping through. So I like to put these out on days that we're doing some other drill, not necessarily something that I always do a specific drill for. Sometimes it is if they seem like they're having an issue with stepping out or cutting straight in, but this is kind of a additional drill to do along with whatever a short approach or a long approach or other kind of drill you're using. So it's a cool thing. It's called the 2-lane drill, and all these different tools available for you to help yourself or your athlete progress to the next level. Have a good one.